Okay, we're live.
Alright, here we are at the historic Dabbs Railroad Hotel, bed and breakfast, established in 1907. Tonight, we shall be riling up the spirits in preparation for the wedding tomorrow.
My name is Jonathan Wilson. I'm 23 years old, and I guess of the team, I suppose maybe I would be the one that would be considered the skeptic.
My name is Jackson Wilson. I am part of this team that is investigating the Dabb Railroad Hotel.
My name is Colton Covert. I've been dealing with the paranormal pretty much all my 22 years of life.
This might be my first real something.
I wouldn't call myself a skeptic, and I certainly do believe in ghosts, but as my experiences are few and far between, I'm looking to have a bit of a reawakening moment.
I've heard a lot of stories about this place. It will be very interesting to see what we get on our investigation with the abundance of water nearby and the mass amount of history.
We have 2 nights here, and we are hoping to uncover some of the mysteries that lie within.
We're gonna find out and we're gonna document the whole process.
I hope I find something. We are doing our best to find the most spiritually active spots in this hotel, as well as establishing our home base in this front area where there is 4 beds. Up in this bedroom right here, it's a full bed, and that's where the guy who bought it first slept. So on his very first night, he had a tall cowboy come and sit on his chest. And it took him many minutes to get him off. But the next night, he had an idea. He bought a bottle of wine and poured him a drink, and he's never seen that guy again. We also have the stairwell, very hot. The investigator who first investigated this place, he had a laser grid, kept lighting up every time he pointed it at the stairwell. So that is one thing that we should definitely check out.
Very interesting. It's a shame my laser grid isn't working.
Guess who's staying in that room tonight?
You?
My mom.
Oh!
She doesn't know yet.
She has no idea she is staying in the most haunted place.
Yeah,
That's
we're
fantastic.
Luckily, our cousins are going to be here, and they are in on this investigation.
They are?
Sarah and Emma?
Kind of. They're down with it, at least.
Well, perhaps we should head inside?
Yeah, probably.
And so our investigation began. But none of us could shake the feeling that something, or someone, was watching us.
It actually looks like an asthmaphobia hill.
Yeah.
Look at that creepy picture.
That's not a very flattering portrait of whoever that is.
I always feel like I'm being pulled backwards when I go up the stairs.
Our initial walkabout was mostly just a guided tour, learn the layout of the house so that later in the night we could revisit.
The first, most recent owner of this place, he stepped outside onto the balcony, closing the door behind him. And then the door opened inexplicably and closed again.
Interesting.
As if
Okay.
someone was following him the whole time.
Yep.
And this is the door. It's really hard to open. And down.
It's very small.
Oh yeah.
I love the floors.
That's actually pretty.
I love it all.
That's not a light door at all. Yeah, no. If somebody had that open on them, that's interesting.
Say something spooky.
Who knows what untold tales these rapid waters hold?
Our initial walkabout completed, all that was left was to wait for night to fall. We continued searching around the house and found some strange things. One such strange thing we found was an angel that appeared to be crying. There was, of course, the previously mentioned, possibly Mrs. Dabb's photograph, and another strange thing was a satellite television dish that had a pentagram on the back of it. I'm sure there was a perfectly logical explanation for that. When night fell, it was time to begin the cold reading. Unfortunately for you, dear viewer, a cold reading mostly involves sitting around and listening. Like this, and this. We called it around 2 a.m., feeling comfortable knowing what the house sounded like when nobody was moving. We regrouped in the central room to take stock.
I had always heard that quartz was a very energetic crystal. It's used in a lot of actual mechanical things, but I never knew that it was used for spiritual activities as well.
I don't know how much credibility I put into any of this. Just sort of along for the ride right now. We're gonna see how things flow. You know, they may make a believer out of me yet.
That, along with the running water that is, right behind the hotel, and the supposed ley lines around here. Well, how a bit nervous to say the least.
I'm not trying to say nothing, but you know, they sell this as a spooky place, so they could put the pictures in, and okay, I'm not.
They sell it.
Look, I'm doing my research right now. Well, people know it's haunted.
Well, yeah, people know it's haunted, but it's sold as a wedding venue.
A cowboy fella, right? A sundress wearing lady that pokes her head out the window, and then a weird mirror, right? Not the scariest stuff. Could be worse. They could be trying to kill us.
But it does say it's haunted, like, everywhere I look.
Not. It's
so,
not.
and people,
Stanley Hotel.
people like that, so they're gonna try, like, to make it spook it up as much as they can without it being, like, purposely. And it could be true. I'm just saying they could have added stuff.
There's better stories than that.
They are trying to make it a bit more spooky, but I think what they're trying to do is retain the veracity of the old Dabs Hotel, right? So you've got the pictures, you've got the mirrors.
Some weird things have happened, like my battery on my laptop suddenly drained to 0, but totally explainable, right? Totally explainable. I just didn't close the laptop properly and the battery ran out.
Like, mirrors are said to be a portal to the spirit realm, but...
And with that, we turned in for the night. But it turned out that the night wasn't quite done with me.
Okay, alright. I feel like I should... it's probably unrelated to anything paranormal-ishness, but shortly after recording my first Talking Head segments, I'm going to back up a little bit, I went to the bathroom because I was going to take a shower, prepare my body for sleep. I blew my nose in a way that I've done a million times in my life. And, worst nosebleed ever in my life started. Like, just going and going. It wouldn't stop, would never stop. For like 20 minutes, my nose is bleeding. I tried calling for help, but my team was, I guess, out of earshot. But I eventually got it stopped. And, I just thought I should make this to let you guys know that I have lost a bit of blood tonight. It was a lot of blood, all things considered. It was heavy. Heavy flow.
The next morning, we checked in on our control experiment, also known as my mom.
The room that you slept in was the most haunted room in the hotel.
I slept like a rock. I have never slept so good in a place the first night ever. The first night in a new bed, I never can sleep. And I slept like a baby. A good baby. The kind that sleeps all night.
Did you have any strange dreams or experiences in the night?
I had no dreams.
Unfortunately, our control experiment did not yield the results that we were looking for. So we simply continued about our day and prepared for the proper investigation that evening.
So this is the basic kit. This is the non-specialized equipment. We got a notebook, protection pack, flashlights, obviously. We've got the EMF detector, which measures electromagnetic fields. This is a thermometer. We also have the K2 meter, which is a variant of the EMF detector. Measures generally the same thing, just in a slightly different manner and with a different scale that it works off of. So 1 through 5 on the lights, 1 obviously being the baseline that it always is. Actual holy water, and these are dowsing rods, which were used originally to find water underground, something to do with just the Earth's magnetic field, but you can also use them, theoretically, for communication. This is the beginnings of the SLS camera, which is scattered light sensor. So what this does is it's essentially an Xbox 360 Kinect velcroed to a modified camera gimbal here, and you look through the sensor feed that it's putting out. And theoretically, because of how the skeletal tracking works with the different types of sensors and cameras that you're getting the readout from, you'll either be able to see things through the camera that I wouldn't normally be able to see, or you might, if we're lucky, even get an actual figure that the Kinect tries to get a view of and actually map to.
Yes.
Please put on pants.
And so the investigation began. Initially, we started in the cowboy room, where my mother had slept the night before. The results proved to be inconclusive, so we decided to continue our investigation further into the house.
So if anybody wants to ask any questions, is there anybody with us tonight?
Can you tell us your name?
We have a lot of different devices here with us tonight. If you'd like to try to communicate, walk in front of this odd-shaped glowing device here and we can maybe see you. We've got a little green light down there. If you want to let us know that you're here, you can go and touch it.
Did you know Mrs. Dabbs? Or Mr. Dabbs?
Alternatively, are you either of those people?
It's just, I guess, trying to like focus onto it.
Hmm. Yeah, because it's the window out there.
It also kind of looked like.
It looked like a person standing there,
Yeah, just a little bit.
As it was possible that we might be picking up something that wasn't audible or visual to our human senses, we continued moving around, performing the same checks in various rooms. Eventually, we ended up outside on the balcony.
Is anybody out here with us? If you're here, can you touch that green light on the table? Anybody else wanna say a few words?
Would you like to take a seat? We've got quite a few seats around here. Makes it a little easier to talk, you know, man to man. Or woman to woman, woman to man, man to woman. Conversation is what I'm trying to say. It did not come out as I intended it.
Anything you'd like to say, you can say it right into that little red light down there. I think we're probably good here. I'm not getting anything more.
Yeah, me neither.
Oh.
That was over here.
Yeah, no, no, this is mirrored. It's back, right? Look at that. That's interesting.
Yeah,
Is that you? Are you with us? Can you raise your right arm if that's you? That's not your right arm. That is...
Wasn't that right here?
That would have been right...
Back there? Or by the door?
Right there. Yeah, it would have been right there.
Right by the door?
Right by the door.
Okay.
It went away when I error cleared it. But that's the second time I've had something over there. Interesting.
That time I got it on camera as well.
Nice. He didn't do anything, which is a shame. I asked him to raise his right arm, and he, I mean, it was spazzing out, so who knows.
Yeah, it was a little wonky. This spot might be worthy of a revisit later tonight.
Agreed.
But for now,
yep.
Yeah.
Let's get back inside.
Wait,
wait, hold up. That's interesting. You seen that, right?
Yep.
Is that you? Did you take a seat? Did you actually follow Jonathan's suggestion? Could you raise your right arm for me? It was like an elbow. He's slamming his head into the... That's gotta be him. Yeah, that was probably a weird error then. But it was strangely... You notice how like the point for the hand was like on the...
Yeah.
The grip?
Wait, it flickered.
Did it?
Yes.
It's... Are you out here with us? You getting shot of the thing flickering? If you're with us, could you touch that little green light again? Nope. Okay. right, well, thank you for showing yourself. We're gonna move on now.
Take it easy, man.
With that shocking footage captured on my camera, I went to offload for further review, when another strange event happened.
I decided to turn the EMF sensor on, and I laid it on the bed, and it's just kind of sitting at 0.5. I'm just lying here on the bed, and if I move it, as I get further away, it goes on, and if I lift it off, it goes to 0.
If this is picking you up, you have quite a strong energy. 0.6, 0.3, 0.2, 0.1. See, it's strange because as I get closer, it just rapidly rises. Could you move this to the other side of your body? Like, what's back there?
There's a wall.
3.6? What in the world?
Oh my gosh. What is 9? There's a 9. What is there something underneath the floor? Did you see
Something yesterday
620? What is all this other stuff?
It's gonna be wiring in the walls. It's got. Holy shit.
I've never seen that.
It's gotta be wiring in the walls.
Yo, I've got a 2? A 3?
Holy cow. I don't want to sleep over here anymore.
Dude, you're right in the radiation.
Right on the other side of that is your mom.
Yeah.
Who's currently asleep.
Yeah.
How is she getting a better night's sleep with a 90 EMF a couple of
I
feet
know,
away
she
from
said
her?
that she's got better sleep than she had in a while.
Yo, I might have a power box over here.
See, look at that. Literally the power.
The power box is looking.
It's a 4.0
Oh, let me get this.
instead of a 90. Oh, look at that. According to an official list of symptoms of high EMF exposure: headache, depressive symptoms, tiredness, lack of concentration, changes in memory, dizziness. But the important one here is sleep disturbances, including insomnia and sleep paralysis. The main story that we'd heard here was that somebody slept in that room, the owner, I think you said, slept in that room, and woke up with sleep paralysis and saw a cowboy standing in his room. So someone slept in there with an incredibly high level of EMF who was fairly susceptible to it, got sleep paralysis from it, and their brain just tried to, I don't know, rationalize it by saying that something was holding them down. We are in a western town in Texas. Cowboy's not that far off. It seems like a pretty rational thing to come up with, actually. I'm not fully ready to say case closed. I'd like to have access to the room again to look around a little bit, but I'm leaning more towards that. But that does bring up some more questions, given the evidence that we got out there on the balcony.
And with that assurance, we decided to turn in for the night. The next morning, I caught up with some of the team members to see how they felt about the investigation.
Would you say the Dabs Hotel is haunted?
Yeah, I think it is, though probably less than what is generally reported.
We didn't find any for sure evidence, so I guess I'd say no, but like, I'm still scared.
No. Like, one thing happened that could be paranormal, and other than that, it wasn't a super big thing, and it could have been like something that we could have it could have been covered up by something that was not paranormal but normal.
And so our time at the Dabs Hotel came to a close. If you were to ask me if I thought it was haunted, I would say hecka freaking yes. I was scared out of my mind. Of course, the only way that you can be certain yourself is to go and see for yourself. And I wish you the best of luck.